A detailed and in-depth training manual for Directive Number 2, Guidelines for Extraterrestrial Observation and Non-Interference, focusing on Key Section Number 2, Scientific and Ethical Considerations in Extraterrestrial Studies. This document will ensure that all interstellar mission personnel understand the scientific, philosophical, and ethical frameworks necessary for conducting extraterrestrial research without disrupting alien ecosystems, societies, or technological progress. Directive Number 2, Guidelines for Extraterrestrial Observation and Non-Interference. Training Manual, Key Section Number 2, Scientific and Ethical Considerations in Extraterrestrial Studies. Table of Contents. 1. Introduction to Scientific and Ethical Considerations. 2. The Role of Science in Non-Interference. 3. Ethical Frameworks for Extraterrestrial Studies. 4. Avoiding Scientific Bias and Assumptions. 5. Ethical Dilemmas in Extraterrestrial Research. 6. Balancing Scientific Curiosity and Ethical Responsibility. 7. Cultural Sensitivity and Respect for Alien Civilizations. 8. The Precautionary Principle in Interstellar Exploration. 9. Case Studies, Past Ethical and Scientific Dilemmas. 10. Testing and Certification for Ethical Compliance. 1. Introduction to Scientific and Ethical Considerations. Extraterrestrial observation is one of the most significant endeavors in human history. The ability to study alien civilizations, biological ecosystems, and planetary structures presents both unprecedented opportunities and grave responsibilities. The central question remains, how do we explore without interfering? This section of the training manual establishes the fundamental principles guiding scientific exploration in extraterrestrial environments while ensuring ethical integrity. 2. The role of science in non-interference. Science is humanity's primary tool for understanding the universe. However, scientific exploration must be conducted in a way that minimizes risk, respects autonomy, and preserves natural evolutionary trajectories. Scientific objectives in extraterrestrial studies. Gather empirical data through remote sensing and observation. Analyze alien ecosystems without disrupting their biological processes. Study alien cultures and civilizations without influencing their development. Develop models for interstellar diplomacy while maintaining ethical safeguards. Scientific methods aligned with non-interference. Passive observation, using long-range instruments to gather data. Unmanned exploration, deploying probes that avoid leaving contamination. Biosecure sampling, ensuring collected samples remain contained. Linguistic and cultural analysis, understanding alien societies without influencing their progression. Every mission must be structured to prioritize knowledge acquisition while avoiding harm to any observed civilization or biosphere. 3. Ethical frameworks for extraterrestrial studies. Ethical considerations form the foundation of all extraterrestrial research. The following ethical frameworks provide guidance for mission personnel. A. The Universal Rights Framework. Every sentient species has the right to develop naturally and autonomously. Every biological ecosystem has the right to evolve without external interference. No human action should disrupt an alien civilization's sovereignty. B. The Non-Interference Doctrine. Observers must prevent detection at all costs unless explicitly authorized under Directive Number 10. Data collection must be non-intrusive and non-destructive. No attempts should be made to alter an alien civilization's belief systems, governance, or technological development. C. The responsibility of advanced species. As an emerging interstellar species, humanity has an obligation to act responsibly. The more advanced a civilization is, the greater its ethical responsibility toward less developed species. Ethical compliance is mandatory, not optional. Failure to adhere to these frameworks could lead to severe repercussions. 4. Avoiding scientific bias and assumptions. Human biases must be actively recognized and mitigated in extraterrestrial studies. Types of biases in extraterrestrial research. 1. Anthropocentric bias. Assuming alien life must follow human-like evolutionary paths. Expecting extraterrestrial societies to have human-like governance and social structures. 2. Technological superiority bias. Assuming that more technologically advanced species are inherently superior in wisdom or morality. 3. Survival bias. Believing that alien civilizations must develop along the same survival strategies as humanity. Counteracting biases in research. Employ cross-disciplinary teams to provide diverse perspectives. Implement double-blind research methods to reduce observer influence. Continuously evaluate assumptions using scientific rigor. Avoiding bias ensures that human interpretations remain as objective as possible. 5. Ethical dilemmas in extraterrestrial research. Researchers must be prepared to confront difficult ethical questions. Scenario 1. A dying civilization. Should humans intervene to save a technologically inferior species from extinction? Would saving them alter their natural course of evolution? Scenario 2. Accidental exposure. What happens if an observation mission is discovered by an alien civilization? Should mission personnel attempt damage control or withdraw? Scenario 3. Unequal technological exchange. If an alien species requests human knowledge, should we provide it? Would it be ethical to withhold technology that could improve their quality of life? Such dilemmas require adherence to Directive Number 2 protocols and high-level mission approval before taking action. 6. Balancing scientific curiosity and ethical responsibility. Science thrives on curiosity, but it must be tempered with ethical restraint. Scientific curiosity should never override ethical considerations. Mission guidelines for balancing science and ethics. 1. All discoveries must be assessed for potential impact before further study is permitted. 2. If in doubt, err on the side of non-interference. 3. Scientific gains must never come at the cost of alien civilizations, rights or survival. 7. Cultural sensitivity and respect for alien civilizations. Understanding extraterrestrial cultures requires cultural relativism and deep respect for diversity. Best practices for cultural sensitivity. Avoid making value judgments about alien customs or belief systems. Never assume human ethical frameworks apply universally. Learn before engaging. Study alien societies thoroughly before drawing conclusions. Respecting alien civilizations strengthens humanity's position as a responsible interstellar species. 8. The precautionary principle in interstellar exploration. The precautionary principle states that if an action could cause harm, it should not be taken unless proven safe. Application of the precautionary principle. If an action's consequences are uncertain, it must be postponed. Experiments with potential for unintended impact must be contained. Avoid irreversible changes to alien environments or societies. Following this principle minimizes risks and maintains ethical integrity. 9. Case studies. Past ethical and scientific dilemmas. Mission teams must study historical examples of ethical failures and successes. The Earth's colonial era. Lessons from human history regarding unintended consequences of cultural interference. The Mars terraforming debate. Ethical concerns about altering planetary environments. Theoretical first contact scenarios. Studying simulated encounters to prepare for real-world situations. Analyzing these case studies provides insight into real-world application of ethical principles. 10. Testing and certification for ethical compliance. All mission personnel must pass rigorous testing in ethical decision-making in interstellar contexts. Non-interference protocols and implementation. Cultural sensitivity training for potential first contact scenarios. Certification is required to ensure all personnel uphold Directive Number 2's guidelines. Conclusion. Scientific progress must never come at the cost of ethical responsibility. By adhering to the guidelines for extraterrestrial observation and non-interference, humanity demonstrates its commitment to peaceful exploration and establishes itself as a responsible interstellar civilization. Failure to comply could have catastrophic consequences, not just for observed civilizations, but for humanity's place in the universe. Dr. Ong Der EDF